goals, conscious and unconscious, manifest the world to us. I notice that people don't like to discuss their goals for a variety of reasons, it seems. Is this related to the power of the implicit? Do we hide these goals in darkness for fear of our hierarchies in space, family, culture, spirit, because they don't glorify God? They make us feel naked. This is something very important in terms of understanding logos, let's say, or understanding purpose, is that a purpose is, on the one hand, it is, let's say, that which motivates you, or the direction that you're aligned with, right? And you need that. You need that in order to move. You need to have a telos. You need to have a direction of a way you're going. But that purpose is also ultimately is your judge. It's going to judge you, because once you come to the end, let's say, of something, that the purpose of that thing is going to judge you, right? You can think about it just in terms of a race. It's like, as you're running the race, the end, or the goal, the finish line, you're doing everything to reach the finish line, to reach first. That's what's motivating you. That's what's making you go. But once the race is finished, then that goal is judging you and is going to tell you how you did. And so I think that one of the reasons why people don't like to discuss their goals is that they don't want to expose themselves. They don't want to expose themselves to the judgment of the world. They don't want the world to participate in that judgment if they don't succeed in the goals. That's one. The second is also because the second has a little more to do with the idea of the secret, like you said, or the idea of the hidden aspect, or the idea of your heart, which is hidden. And that is also like has to do with the idea that there's a fragility in the seed itself, and people would rather, with reason, would rather you see the results of the goal, right? Would rather see you play it out rather than the seed itself, because the seed is very fragile until it has a body. So a purpose is nothing until it starts to have a body. And so once, I mean, you see it in the parable of the seeds. Christ talks about that, where he talks about the seeds that were thrown next to the road, and they were picked up by the birds. The idea also of the seeds that grew really fast right away, and then they died in the sun. It's like you could see that it related to goals, not just related to Christ himself or to salvation. Each goal also has that structure where it's like the seed is very fragile unless it finds the right land in which to body in which to grow. So it's best to have your goal and to hide it in the earth like a seed, and then wait till it starts to grow something before you make it public. Because if you make it public right away, it can be snatched from you. I mean, also just by people criticizing you, just by by you seeing that you're not accomplishing it. There's all these ways in which it can start to not play out. But it's always best to have people see the results of your goals, and then then they can figure out the goal on their own. They can see it once it starts to have body. And usually when people start to have a body, like when people start to manifest their goal, then they'll say it. It's like, it's after you've lost 5 pounds that you start telling people that, you're on a diet. If you tell them right away, then if you fail, that's it. Like, you're going to get judged.